All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakaha, Quadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And welcome to another quick and edifying response video being brought to you by the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. I am going to be responding to a statement or a request that was put in by the beloved elder Apostle Gabar. As you see right here, his channel is Daily Edification 4. Subscribe and be edified daily. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
You have to be leery of certain vegetables that we eat, especially leafy greens. A lot of them contain, yeah, they have nutrients, but they're
Yeah, leafy greens like kale, I mean, which eating kale is not really bad for you, but high levels of kale can you know, lead to uh high levels of oxalates in the body, which is what you don't want. Um,
they also contain something called anti-nutrients. You have to educate yourself on something called oxalates. Google the devastating effects of oxalates on the body.
and that's what this video is going to be all about. So he said to Google the devastating effects of oxalates on the body, and this is what I got from an AI overview right here. High levels of oxalates can lead to kidney damage and failure by forming calcium oxalate stones. In severe cases like systematic oxalosis, oxalate crystals can accumulate in organs, causing heart disease, which we all know that the word heart goes back to the Hebrew word log, which is talking about your mind, but this is not talking about your mind right here. This is talking about the cardio system that pumps blood in between your chest. That's what the world ignorantly calls the heart. But the heart is really your mind. That's where your thoughts, your emotions, and all that stuff come from. It says so like oxalate crystals can accumulate in organs, causing heart disease, eye problems, and bone deformation. Okay, and I believe it can also lead to osteoporosis, which is a bone deteriorating disease. Okay, excessive oxalates can also interfere with mineral absorption, like calcium, leading to mineral deficiencies and chronic pain. Okay, so I pray that this video has been edifying. The Holy Scriptures speak about balance. And a matter of fact, before I end this video, let's go to Proverbs 11 verse 1. Okay. Okay, Proverbs 11 verse 1, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. Now, because a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, right? Okay. Let's see. And there is a phrase in the world, right, that says what? Balance what you eat. Balance what you eat and drink, because too much of anything is bad for you, which is why the Holy Scriptures say a false balance is an abomination to Lord to the Lord. Okay, you know, you know, like you drink too much water, your stomach hurt, you feel like you got to throw up. You drink too much alcohol, you throw up. Okay, um, you know, if you if you eat too much sugar, you know, You can't sleep. You have too much energy, and your sugar intake levels are high. You know, so you got to balance what you eat and drink, right? To balance what you eat and drink, focus on whole foods like fruits and vegetables. Well, a popsicle bar is going into vegetables. You don't want, oh yeah, Also, a popsicle bar did say stay away from grains, right? And lean proteins like meat, which a popsicle bar did go into the carnivore diet, while limiting added sugars, saturated fats, and sodium. Okay. Too much water ain't good for you. Remember that the water has been tainted in this society, according to Ezekiel 4, verse 13. Okay, and thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I would drive them. It says, aim for balanced meals by filling a half your plate with produce and a quarter with lean protein and a quarter of grains, but stay away from the grains and, the white bread and all that shit. Make gradual healthy swaps in such as choosing low-fat dairy or vegetable oils. Stay away from the seed oils, okay? Vegetable oil is not good for you. And prioritize consistency over perfection. But you also want to strive for perfection, right? Okay. What did Yahushua say? He said, "Be ye perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect." So you want to perfect your diet, So you see. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, which is why eating in moderation is really good advice. Okay? Okay. Proverbs 11, verse 1. The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. I guess that's pretty good translation. Okay? Proverbs 11, verse 1. That was Proverbs 11, verse 1 in the NLT. This is Proverbs 11, verse 1 in the NIV. The Lord detests dishonest scales, but accurate weights and favor, but accurate weights find favor with him. Okay. So, the Lord deals with balance. You got hot, there's cold, there's light, there's darkness. Okay. There's sweet, there's sour, there's bitter, and there's non bitter, you know? There's comfort and there's pain. So, Lord deals with balance. But I pray this video has been edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one.